back to the Rhonda Swan Show Wake Up New York City edition. We are back here at Wall Street, and we have got a very special guest today. In fact, my guest is Zach Straughn. He is the founder of the Straughnzyy Point, a breakthrough recovery system using fitness and mindset to rebuild identity and confidence. After addiction, helping others reclaim their power and purpose, Zach is on a mission to help support others in shifting not only their consciousness, but getting in control of their addictions and leaving a bigger impact on the world. Let's go meet Zach. All right, so we've got Zach Straughn here because he is the creator of the Straughnzyy Point, right?
Right.
All right, first of all, I have to ask this because where does this Straughnzyy Point come from? What is Straughnzyy? Because I know it's your last name, but give us some background.
Yeah, so it's really funny. You know how guys just like in high school and sports teams, football, whatever it is, they just want to call some guys by their last name, for instance.
Right.
So this guy down the hallway just said Straughn, but he's like, I don't really like that. And you say, I'm sorry calling you Straughnzyy. I actually don't know if I ever saw that guy again, but I thought it clicked, and I was like, that's amazing. I want to use that.
Well, I love it. It turned into like the most epic program that you're creating, right? I really dig it. So tell me about this Straughnzyy Point. Like, obviously, you know, you are in recovery, right? Mm-hmm. You're dedicating your life to supporting and helping others get there. But for actually people that have tried recovery before and they haven't actually, you know, been as successful, what makes Straughnzyy Point different?
Yeah, so I like to classify it as an alternative method to traditional recovery. Pretty much, I'd felt not only through my own self, but through a lot of my clients that we weren't attacking a lot of the problems at the source, right?
Yeah.
So let's take rehab, for instance. Not all rehab facilities are created equal. Depends on where in the country. You know, you might not have access to, you know, some really good ones.
Yeah.
But the problem is I felt like I was being hidden away, you know, physically abstained. But then when you go back out into, you know, the real world, you still have the same groups around you, the same habits, the same, you know, the same routines. Everything goes back to normal, right?
Yeah.
So what we do is attack a lot of the problems at the source. So we like to restructure your mindset, your habits, and your routines. We like to use fitness as a foundation, specifically because it just does so well, not only to obviously work on your health and work on your body, but what it does for the brain. One of the biggest things is your mid-interior singular cortex. So it's like your discipline muscle, your self-restraint, you know, a lot of your decision-making, cognitive function. It actually grows when you do things that you don't want to do. So when let's take a workout or a meal plan or something like that, for instance, it's actually the most important to do it when you're like, oh, I really don't want to go right now. Because
why is that? Yeah. Was it like your mind expands more, or it's like you're in receiving mode?
Correct. So it spills over into even other buckets. So with my own story, let's use that for instance. I noticed the more that I was going when I didn't want to go, it started spilling over into relationships, my job, everything. I started showing up better, just being more honest as a whole. But my discipline started spilling over into just other areas of my life. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, this is more important than just, you know, going to the gym to get jacked.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is your story? How did you get to this point where you're like, I'm not going to drink alcohol anymore? Like, what took place for you? Yeah. Like,
so I dealt with addiction over a span of about 10 years. It started off, you know, there was always an excuse for it, right? So I was in college, it was like, oh, I'm in college, I'm allowed to drink. Then after that, I became a bartender for some years. It was like, oh, well, I'm in the bar scene, I'm allowed to drink, you know what I mean? But my drinking always led to other hard drugs, whether it's cocaine or, you know, a lot of other things. We don't have to go super deep into that, but basically there was always, and then I jumped into sales, right? And then when I was in sales, it's like, so all the sales bros like to
adrenaline,
drink, right? There was always an excuse for it, but after a lot of just heartbreaks, I've lost children, I've been evicted, totaled a car in the same week, I lost my job. Just a lot of, you know, painful things that happened that added up. And I finally, you know, when I was 27 earlier this year, I just was like, dude, enough is enough. Like, if I don't, it's going to keep continuing. And it's like the poison that alcohol and other drugs have on your brain is there's always going to be a reason to stick around and stay comfortable. It's gonna be, it's, you know, the victim mindset, right? Oh, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's their fault. It's this person's fault.
Yeah.
And it's all just playing tricks on your brain. And so I finally just had to take accountability. And that was a big thing too, was a mindset shift.
Absolutely.
I was like, you know what? How about instead of blaming everybody else, how about I just take accountability for everything? And then look where it brought me. So it's been amazing.
I mean, it seems so simple, right? However, it's like one of those moments where you get to really see yourself, right? And you look at yourself in the mirror. I mean, you're only 27 years old.
Yeah.
Like, this is a big step. This is a big thing that you're doing for not only people your age, but like to show that commitment and, you know, the discipline, right? I mean, that and fitness really helps us get there as well. Because when we see ourselves, like, our minds may not be ready for it, but when we start to see our bodies get stronger, like it gives you a lot more confidence.
It's small wins, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a huge advocate for momentum. You know, there's motivation, there's discipline, but then there's momentum. And I think you just, as you stack the wins, whether it's, you know, you start eating healthy, just one meal in the morning, you go to the gym that one time, you do that one cardio workout, they start stacking. All of a sudden you have this release where you're like, wow, I want to eat another healthy meal. That felt pretty good. And the next thing you know, it just starts snowballing. And so I'm a huge advocate for that.
Yeah, I love it. So what do you do in the you know, the Straughnzyy Point? Like, what are kind of the each week? Like, what do you bring people through? Is it a full program? Is it like 6 weeks? Like, what's the?
So the reason that we made it in the first place, I believe that, you know, a lot of myself included, there and a lot of clients of mine that I've found through the stories are just, they felt hopeless after they tried traditional recovery. That's just what's publicized everywhere. It's the only way to do it. You know, that a lot of people are shoving down your throat. But like I said, not all the systems are created equal, or the meetings. And, you know, not a lot of people, especially males, want to swallow their pride and really go to a meeting and admit all of these problems, right?
Do you work mostly with males then?
As of right now, but we don't, you know, we work male or female. But the good thing is just, you know, sometimes they just need a role model in their life, right? And using that fitness to build those foundations. But the biggest thing that I found out that I had to deal with on the hard way was I didn't have a good support system. I didn't have a lot of community support, because when you're falling out of that, I don't really want to go out anymore. I don't want to drink anymore. I don't want to do these, you know, extracurricular activities anymore. You know, a lot of people, oh, well, you're not really too fun anymore. I don't want to hang out with you. So the support systems are what's really, really important. And what I like to say is just, you know, when you're taking advice from somebody or whatever it may be, you know, are they where you want to be? Otherwise, it does not matter. So I wanted to build, you know, make this as easy as possible for people. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still very hard to do if, you know, get sober and do all these things. But just building the systems to where, you know, you have like-minded individuals, you have people that are wanting to see you actually win.
Yeah.
You know, they're holding you accountable. You know, if you are thinking about slipping up, but now like, oh, it's okay, this one time is okay. You know, they're really, really pushing you into like, no, come on, you can do this.
Yeah.
And that's made a huge difference. But and then the third pillar that I like to say is, when my personal experience, like the rehab facility that I was in, we did no life planning. We didn't know, you know, was your job a problem? How can we shift it? What is your true purpose? What do you know, what gets you out of bed in the morning? And that has been a huge thing that has helped a lot of my clients, is just, you know, diving deeper and is, you know, what are your passions? What are your hobbies? Because when you're reinventing your identity, I didn't know what my hobbies were, let alone what I even like to eat, because I was so people pleasing and wanted to please the crowd.
That's a big one, what you just said, though, right? Because that's often people pleasing is
exactly
something that we do.
Yeah.
You know?
And so just helping them find that true purpose. Now they're coming to me like, oh my God, I cannot wait to get out of bed. I cannot wait to jump out of bed. And it's just been truly like amazing to see.
I love it. And how does your program compare, let's say, like 12-step, right? Because there's so many different programs out there, right? And I mean, I think right now, our generations, especially the younger generations, are so much more aware of the toxicity of alcohol and drugs, and they're talking about it, right? Whereas my generation didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
I was born in the 70s. It's like free, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, right? I mean, that's really how it was. But now I'm noticing more, like I just got this statistic, apparently, like alcohol consumption, like I'm still a wine drinker, I'm Italian, I drink my wine, but I'm not a drinker, right? But wine consumption is like down like 30-40% in any of our new generations. Like we've got Anheuser-Busch that's just bringing out water companies for distribution. I'm like, okay, we're moving in the right direction, right? But how does your program, you know, shift and compare like to these other programs?
Yeah. So one of the biggest things for me personally was when I was in meetings specifically, right? I looked around the room and I noticed a lot of like everybody was getting sober. Yes, that's amazing, but nobody looked excited. And I feel like that's what's going on now, is that we're bringing excitement to this. We're seeing how you people thrive when they're clear-minded, and then you realize you get to that point when the momentum is going and you're past that point, you're magnetized towards your goals, that you're like, why did I ever even just be so consumed in this? But I think that that's the biggest difference, that we're bringing excitement around it. We're showing how good
you're
it
giving
is.
them hope.
Exactly.
It's like you have a camaraderie. Is it kind of like it's like a team? Are you guys doing it in person? You do virtually?
So it's online team, but I mean, down the road, we're going to be doing a lot of meetups. You know, I want to build this community, you know, massive. It's going to be nationwide. It's going to be huge. One of the biggest things that I would say is just a lot of people think that getting sober is you're giving something up. You're giving up all these scenes and these crowds, but you stand to gain everything back. It's really what it is. And that's why I'm bringing that excitement to the table.
Yep.
And we're changing the whole mindset shift around it is different. I think that's why it's, you know, starting to really, really make a change.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course you, right?
Of course.
I mean, that's, you know.
I'm humble. I don't like to.
But it's true though. If people follow, you know, leaders, right? And someone that has done something that they want to do, like you mentioned, it's like it's admirable. And you're like, wow, Zach really cares. And then, that's how we build brands. That's how we build amazing movements, right? Because you are the leader of that all. So how can someone join Straughnzyy Point? How do they become part of it?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways. We have a website, so you can go to thestraughnzyypoint.com, which is, I know Straughnzy's confusing. We
That's a very long word.
Right. So my last name, STRAUGHN, and then ZYY.
Okay. All right. But I'm sure that there's no other keywords that are compete with that, so you can probably just type it.
And then watch this, it gets even simpler. My Instagram handle is just Straughnzyy.
Okay. All right. There we go. Well, I mean, it's so amazing. Thank you for the work that you're doing, but also putting yourself out there, right? Like, that's a lot. You're like literally standing in front in a mirror saying, that is me, but this is me now, and this could be you also. And just, you're showing people.
You know what's crazy is 9 short months ago, I was sleeping on a couch with nothing to my name, and now I'm in front of the stock exchange with you, and it's amazing. And I'm like, how did this even happen?
Just 9 months
It happens
ago.
faster than you think. That is what I want people to know.
That's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
That's where this whole idea of quantum leaps.
Yeah.
And you take quantum leaps because you are in an environment of positivity and that you can have it. But it's like, what do you think it is? It's like the more you think about it, you just take that action and all of a sudden the universe transpires for you in your favor.
It's just, you start seeing the doors of opportunity, and then you once you get to that point, I call it the tipping point, right? Where you're so magnetized towards your goals, you've cut the bands of addiction, and you see it, and you're just like, yes, I want to do that, yes. You don't even think, you're like, yes, I'll figure it out later, yes. Because when you see an opportunity, you're like, let's do it.
Clear mind, open heart.
It's just you're steamrolling towards greatness,
Well, I absolutely love it. Thank you for what you're doing. Well, there you have it. Make sure that you're following Zach and the Straughnzyy Point, along with yourself and your partner Colton.
Yes.
These guys are ready to not only support you, but take it to the next level. And if you're someone that also wants to not only be involved, also have others that may benefit for their program, watch out for it, look it up, and think about it. We are only one step. We're a quantum leap away from making a huge shift in our life. So thank you again, Zach, for being here. I'm so excited. What's going on, everyone?
It's been amazing.
Here we are, the New York Stock Exchange, rocking it out. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Don't forget to be unstoppable and stay wild.